So the last lesson was adding with exponents, and in the original video, I just went straight into adding and subtracting with exponents. But then when I was watching the video later, I decided that that was too much to do all in one session. And so this second video uses the same knowledge that you used with adding with exponents and adds in subtracting. And so you'll use your skills with multiplying, so things to the different powers, and you'll add them together. Sometimes you'll subtract, and you'll end up with an answer at the end. And it looks a lot like you're adding with exponents lesson began. I don't have a beginning lesson to this or an introduction to this other than this because like I said, when I originally videoed, they went all together, and now I've decided that I don't like that. So go ahead and look no further. Now we're going to work on subtracting with exponents. So I'm going to write out an equation that's going to have adding and subtracting in it. So we froze.
Oh no.
It'll catch up. So we have 2 squared plus 4 to the third minus 7 to the 0 plus 5 squared, 5 to the second power.
So weird. It's all good.
We're back.
As soon as it came back.
So it says it's still recording. I don't know what you just saw because we were waiting. This video will be like a lot of processing on our end because we've had to start and stop multiple times. Okay, so while you were gone, or maybe you can still see it, it's a mystery, we wrote out this equation that has both adding and subtracting. 2 squared plus 4 to the third power minus 7 to the 0 power plus 5 squared minus 3 squared plus 8 squared. So it can be complicated. It doesn't have to feel complicated, but it can look complicated. Okay, so let's just start here at the beginning and find some values. Abby, what's 2 squared? 2 times 2 is 4 plus 4 cubed. 4 times 4 is 16 times 4.
64.
64. We learned that one. We're good at it. 7 to the 0, Abby.
1.
1. And 5 squared?
25.
25.
That took a lot of thinking.
Abby, 3 squared.
9.
And 8 squared? 8 times 8.
64. You have 2 64s.
We do have 2 64s. Okay, so now this is why this is a more advanced lesson, because you have to have worked with negative subtracting and maybe even ending up with negative numbers. I don't know if we will here, but when we've done like negative snake game, we've talked about adding and subtracting numbers of different signs. So we're going to look at this. All of these are positive values. So let's look at 4 plus 64. We're going to just move across to 68. So I'm going to put parentheses around this. This is what we're going to do first. We're just waiting for the computer to catch up with us. So 4 plus 64 are dong. Okay, it still says we're recording. We're still not sure what you're getting. We can't wait to see this video later. Okay, so 4 plus 64, and we're frozen.
What is this?
Or I have extra hands, which would be really creepy. I have lots of hands.
It's just my hands.
So 4 plus 64 was 68. And then we're going to take away 1. What is 68 take away 1?
67.
67. And then we're going to add 25. Now we're going to add 25. 7 plus 5 is
12.
6 plus 1 is
7.
plus 2?
8, 9.
92. Now we're going to bring down our negative 9 or subtract 9. 92 minus 9.
87? No, that's not right. 85.
We can stack it up. Stack it up somewhere you can see it. 92, take away 9. We have to borrow. That becomes an 8. What's 12 take away 9?
7.
Wait, no. 9,
Wait,
10,
no.
11, 12, 13, 14,
I keep
15,
thinking
16.
7.
Wait, I went too far.
Oh dear. Maybe we need to do some subtraction lessons.
10, 11, 12, it's 3.
It's 3. 9, 10, 11, 12.
5.
I don't know whose children they are.
I don't know who their teachers were. 8 take away 0 is 8. 83. Okay. So 92 minus 9 is 83. We're going to have to move that up so you can see it. 92 minus 9. And then we have 83. Bring down our plus 64. 3 plus 4?
3 plus 4
7.
is 7.
Finally, 7 was right.
8 plus 6. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
14.
13, 14.
7 plus 7 is 14.
147 is our answer. 2 squared. I'm gonna put a box around our equation so you can see what we started with. 2 squared plus 4 cubed minus 7 to the 0 plus 5 squared minus 3 squared plus 8 squared equals 147. So we added in a little more difficulty by putting some subtractions in there, but you are all able, and this isn't too hard for you. This is a good challenge. So you can see how I grouped these. Can I see your colored pen? So I took our first 2 terms were frozen. I don't know when it froze. I took our first 2 terms here and did our first 2 terms. And then once I had the answer to our first term, I brought down our second term right here. And then once I had the answer for that, then I brought down our third term right here. And then once we had the answer to that, I brought down the fourth one. And then once I had that answer, I brought down our last one, and that's how we solved it. So I looked each step. I took one step at a time. Okay, I look forward to seeing your adding and subtracting with exponents follow-up. I hope that this video didn't make it seem any harder than it has to be. For your follow-up, you should be choosing 4 to 6 individual numbers to be working with, and you should probably do 5 or more equations. You can choose however many you feel like you need to do to show me that you know what you're doing, but I'm thinking that 4 to 6 numbers and about 5 equations should be good to start. So we're also going to multiply and divide with exponents, and then we're going to do some other really cool things. So I hope you join us next time. I can't wait to see your follow-up. Bye-bye.